On my 40th birthday, I went up in an airplane with my best friend, Mitch. And I had been excited about skydiving for almost 10 years straight. And I thought to myself, there was a 60-year-old woman that I met when I was 20, and she went skydiving for the first time, and she just spoke so highly of it. She loved it. And I was impressed with her, and I was impressed with her experience. Damn, this 60-year-old did that. As I got a little bit older, I had my kids when I was about 30, and I was like, I really wish I could go skydiving, but just now doesn't feel like the right time. And so over the years, it got closer and closer until the day that I told you about, which was my 40th birthday, when Mitch and I got in an itty bitty, perfectly good airplane and started flying up. Interestingly enough, we were the second flight out of the day. And so we were there pretty early. And as we started going up, on our right, there became a thunderstorm. We were well away from that thunderstorm, but I remember thinking, man, I hope this doesn't get where we are. I hope we don't fly into it. And then there became another thunderstorm on our left, and I'm looking out the other window, and I'm like, holy cow, like, I'm pretty sure we're not going to go anymore, because if we go, I'm going to get struck by lightning. I'm going to get rained on. And the rain, I don't know. This is the first time I had ever jumped out of an airplane. I was like, the rain is going to mess up my parachute. And I start to doubt myself. I start to question myself, to the point that I remember saying that it's really loud in here, but I'm going to find a way to get out of this. Like, got a thunderstorm on my right, thunderstorm on my left. I was already a little apprehensive because I've never done this before. I'm going to let these guys know. I feel bad. Mitch came all the way up here. He spent all the money to be here as well. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to quit. I'm going to have to cancel. And I'm hoping that they cancel instead, because I don't want to be the weak person. I don't want to be the scared person. I don't want to be the one who cancels everything. But I start crossing my fingers that they say, weather permitting, we're unable to do this now. And as I'm trying to get the courage to say something, or for them to say something, the guy opens the window, and it got a lot louder. Or he opens the whole door, actually. It got a lot louder. And I'm like, okay, I still have time. And the guy just tapped me on the shoulder, and he says, put your feet out. Like an idiot, I put my feet out the freaking perfectly good airplane without even thinking. He basically hypnotized me, because I was planning on canceling. And then he said, put your feet on that. So I lean forward, and he's like, 1, 2, 3. And we jump, and I freak the hell out. I am dropping down from, like, I don't even remember how high. I think it was 30,000 feet or 20,000 feet. But we jump out, and we're going down and down and down. And I'm like, oh, what if the parachute doesn't open up? What if we run into bad weather? What if he doesn't land me back into the safe place that we need to land? And all of these things are going through my head, but I took that leap of faith, really ultimately without even knowing it. But I ended up, even though I was apprehensive, I jumped out the plane. And I remember what happened when we landed. It was very, very windy. And so we had to go, I think it was against the wind. I don't recall if it's with the wind or against the wind. At any rate, we slid pretty far. We slid really, really far. And in fact, my estimation was that we slid like 50 yards. Nobody believes me. Everybody's like, no, it wasn't quite 20 feet, but we'll go with 50 yards. Anyway, we slide in, and then I see Mitch slide in after me. He jumped out of the plane after me. He said if he didn't see me go, he wouldn't have gone. And I was saying, if you went first, I definitely would not have gone. If I saw you jump out the freaking plane before I saw the parachute open up, I definitely would have said, oh, I'm out. I'm going home. I don't need to do this. And he said, if he had to go first, he wouldn't have gone. But since he saw me jump out, he was like, okay, I'll jump too. So we were both apprehensive. We were both a little nervous. At the end of the day, we get down to the ground, and whether I slid 20 feet or 50 feet or 20 yards or 50 yards, we slid in. I was fine. Mitch did hurt his leg. I was fine. And the guy says to me while on the GoPro camera, he says, "How was that?" I said, "It was awesome." He goes, "Would you do it again?" And I said, "Yeah, I will." And I wanted to do it again. The adrenaline, the way that I felt was so incredible. The peacefulness of after the chute finally opened up and you just are floating. And it's surreal because you can see everything and the view is amazing. And now that the chute finally gets you, you feel safe.